Hello everybody, this is Rachna once again with tenses today. Well children, tenses is not just important, it is not just important where writing in English is concerned, but it goes a long way into playing an important role when you are conversing as well. So you see, any form of English, be it communicating or be it conversing anywhere, tenses play a very important role in being understood and in writing or speaking correctly. Okay, so where we talk of tenses, let's begin with we have three forms of tenses. So today we are going to speak more about past tense, right? So let us understand what past tense is first. But before that, let's understand what really tense is. Okay, tense is used to show when an action takes place. You see, whether it is taking place just now, or it has already taken place, or it is going to take place, right? So basically, if we look at it properly, tenses tells us the time of a certain work that was done, right? We're not definitely talking about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or so on and so forth. But what we are really talking about is the time, whether it happened yesterday, whether it happened today, or whether it will happen, right? So this is what tenses is all about. And children, I'm going to really simplify this for you. I'm not going to make it into a lot of other things, right? Though of course as in when you go through this video, you will find out that I have put in formulas and everything for you, but that is just to make it known for those people who really want to get into the in-depth thing about formulas and so on and so forth. But right now what I'm more interested in is that you should be able to understand it without any problems, right? So here we are. We begin with past tense. Now in general, the past tense is used to talk about something that started and finished a certain thing at a definite time, but that was in the past. Alright, now let's understand, like when the infinitive is to ask, the past tense would become asked, and the negative of that would become did not ask, right? So this table you will be able to follow the tense as well, right? Now for example about the past tense, it's like last night I played my guitar loudly and the neighbors complained, okay? Or it rained yesterday, okay? So this is the past tense. Now in past tense you do have various parts of it. For example, the simple past. Now when we are talking of the simple past tense, it is used to express the actions that happened in the past or happened one after the other, right? So like it just happened or it was happening one after the other. Alright, so that is the simple past. Now the simple past is the basic form of the past tense in English. Now children, we have to understand that in tenses, verbs play an important role. Okay, everything has got to do in tenses, it begins and ends with verbs, right? And what is a verb? Verb is a doing or an action word. So naturally, what happens? The verb form will get changed. Okay, the noun would remain as it is. The noun could be a proper noun or whatever noun, right? That would remain as it is, but the verb will get changed, right? So what happens here in the first person, it's like the I form, because we are talking about the first person. We are talking about whether the person is like the first person, second person, or the third person. The first person becomes I. So what happens? That I, me, myself. These things are the first person. So the first person singular would be I plus the verb of the third form plus the object, which is optional. For example, I studied hard for exams, right? Similarly, the first person plural would be we, right? Plus verb, the third form of the verb, the object being an optional, like we studied hard for the exam, right? In the same way, if you're talking about the second person, it becomes like you, again the third form of the verb and then the object. For example, you studied hard for the exam, right? Now the third person singular would be he, she, or any common nouns, proper nouns, whatever, plus the third form of the verb and the object, right? And similarly, when we talk of the third person plural, it becomes they, common noun, verb, yeah, that is the third form of the verb, and then the object, like they studied hard for the exam, right? Similarly, let's understand the usage of the past tense. The simple past tense sometimes is also called the preterite, is used to talk about a completed action in a time before now. That is, right now what is happening, we are not talking about that, but just what, something that just happened, it just got completed, we are talking about that. Okay, so the simple past is the basic form of past tense, because you see, when we are talking about continuous tense and all, things change in a very different way, they become very different. But when we are talking about the simple past, right, that change, that is, more close just to the past tense criteria, right? So the time of the action can be in the recent past or the distant past, and the action duration, that is never important. Okay, for example, or like when we're talking about he studied, right? So that is what it is. Now children, or you see, like the action or the action that happened consecutively in the past tense, which means one after the other in a short time. Similarly, in order to express habits, right, which is often done by utilizing used to, or when an action started in the past while another one was going on. Alright, so if we look at it, this is the usage of the past tense. Okay, now children, the important thing also is to know the formation of the past tense. Simple tense is quite easy for regular verbs, as in most cases we only need to add the ending being an ed as compared to the continuous tense, making it as ing. Okay, so this is what we need to understand where the simple past tense is concerned. Okay, now when we talk of the past continuous tense, what happens here? That the subject plus was, verb plus present participle, the ing form of it, they are supposed to be added. Like I just now told you some time back, that the ing form is very important. Okay, like for positive sentences, we have subject plus was or verb plus present participle, the ing form, like he was traveling to Venice. Or if we put it in the negative form, the same thing will happen. The only thing that we add is the not, like was, verb plus not plus present participle with the ing. For example, he was not traveling to Venice. Alright? And then we talk of the interrogative sentence. In the interrogative sentence, was, were plus subject plus present participle ing form plus a question mark. So you see in them, if we talk of positive, then and negative, the only thing that changes is the not, and in interrogative, we just add in question mark. All right. So what do we understand? That the past continuous of any verb is composed of two parts: the past tense of the verb, to be, was, that is to be along with was, were, and the base of the main verb with ing. Like he was playing, he was traveling, right? So that often changes. So here we have some uses which I've made it in a form of a tabular format for you so that you can understand that better. The usage of past continuous being to express actions that were going on in the past, right? And he was playing tennis yesterday, or two or more ongoing past actions. Ongoing is they're continuously happening, they're going on. Okay, past actions at the same time, like he was watching movie while he was eating chips, or the time expression, he was driving car at 5 p.m. yesterday, right? So this is what it is with past tense. And children, I expect everybody to be going through this along with your books, and we shall try and understand this a little more in detail later on, right? Thank you so very much. That is, we'll understand this in your live classes. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye. See you all.